This is Chuck Bauer with Hawthorne Services. This morning we're going to work on the performance system review. I've got an automated email that is a reminder email that it's time to do my self-assessment. I'm going to click on the link and log into the system. In this particular case, I'm going to log in as Phil Smith, as that is the employee who's taking the self-assessment. And I'm going to click on My Reviews. From My Reviews, I'm going to go to Add New Self-Assessment. I do have instructions here at the top, but to start a new self-assessment, I'm going to click this button and note that there are other self-assessments from past years below. Now, the first screen I'm going to get is asking me to choose the year for the self-assessment, and I'm doing this for 2016. I'll choose that from the drop-down and click the Save and Proceed button. Now I have a form with some summary information at the top. It is an annual review. That's a choice from the drop-down. It's for this time period. I'm the HR manager since 8/1/2007, and I'm going to correct this because I do supervise 2 people. At this top box, I would make any comments on my progress during this past year. I'll just make a comment here. If I have any attachments that I want to include in here, I can click the Add Files button and get the Windows Open File dialog box, or I can drag the files from Windows Explorer here. And if I have any links to SharePoint or any other internal systems or external web applications on the internet, I can include them in this box, and I've got a little link right here to insert to do so. Okay, so now a little further down, you're going to see the Submit Self-Assessment box. I'm not going to check that, but that is what I would check if I were finished completely with the form and wanted to submit the self-assessment to my supervisor. And I can come back and see the progress of the approvals from this section right here. Notice that there's a Save All Sections box or button. That's what I would click when I was completely finished. And that would save all the sections and do the submit. However, I'm going to go further down here because I'm going down to see, yes, I do have 2 items in my talent development that are in progress. There's no comments to be made to those. And then I see my goals and objectives section. Here I see what my grouping of goals and objectives are. I can enter comments down here for each goal and objective. I would have measures for the goal or the objective over here. And I will self-rate right here. And I'm going to mark this one outstanding. If I want to save just this one, I can click it. Notice it's in green because it's outstanding performance, and that has a green color associated with it. If I made changes to all of these and I wanted to save them, I could click Save All. Now I'm going to proceed from my goals and objectives further down. I'm going to go down to the accomplishments section. If I have accomplishments that I want to include that are over and above the accomplishments in my goals and objectives section, I can enter them here. I'll put a short description here. I'll put a longer description here. Any comments then about achievement of the item down below here. Plus, I'll do a self-assessment rating. And I have boxes and sequenced over here for 5 of these. However, I don't need to keep all 5. And I don't need to fill in all 5. From here, I'm going to go to the Core Competencies group. These are competencies that were on my goals and objectives form that relate to my position or department. Again, I've got an area for comments and a self-assessment rating. Continuing on the sections from my goals and objectives, my annual goals and objectives are my organizational values. Like the core competencies, the organizational values are optional. Your organization may not include these, and they may not include the core competencies either. Again, there are values of commitment, communication, customer service, having fun, and honesty and integrity. And I have self-assessment rating sections as well as areas for comments. That's the end of the form. At this point, although I could do a save and I could save each of these sections individually, I'm going to go back up to the top here to where my Save All Sections button is. I'm going to click the Submit Self-Assessment, and I'm going to click that Save. And what that will do is that will send an email to my supervisor notifying them that my self-assessment is completed for them to begin the assessment process. Thank you for tuning in to the Hawthorne Performance System.